sitzen hier in dem wunderschönen Garten der Gärtnerei Geismeier in Illertissen und wir sind gerade auf dem Kongress Aqua Aromatica, die Wiederkehr der Pflanzenwässer. Und ich möchte euch gerne Ann Harman vorstellen. Sie gibt einen Workshop und einen Vortrag auf diesem Kongress. Und hello Ann, welcome you and thank you very much that you are here.
Thank you for asking me.
Ich werde mit dir Englisch sprechen. And I have been reading your book 2 years ago and I was so excited about it to meet you. Thank you very much for coming. Die Ann, die lebt in Seattle, auf dem Lande, in der Nähe der Rocky Mountains. Und sie hat schon sehr, sehr viel destilliert und sie pflanzt auch viele Pflanzen an zur Destillation. So Ann, you are a botanist, a distiller, a herbalist, and you are certified organic farm. So I think you have a lot of experience in distilling. What does distilling mean for you in your life?
It's interesting where I first heard of, it wasn't even actual distilling, but it was with the pot still with the ice on top, and I experienced a rose hydrosol that James Green had distilled, and it intrigued me because I'd always studied plants and herbs and medicinal herbs especially, not so much the scented but more on the medicinal end.
Yeah.
And when I smelled that rose hydrosol, I was hooked, and I went on a search about distilling, and I met Jeannie Rose.
Yeah.
And the distilling has opened up a whole new world for me. So it's made it possible for me to travel all over the globe to talk about distilling. The copper stills, the waters. Every time I have a question, I try and find an answer, and then I instead find 10 more questions. And that's what distilling has opened up for me, because it was through distilling this whole new world started.
If people get inspired now at this Congress about distilling, would there be 3 plants you could suggest to start with?
Yeah, I always tell my students to start with the mint family, the Laminaceae, because the mints like us. The mints are friendly, and there is a lot of room for error when you're distilling mints. So lavender, rosemary, and I like yarrow or German chamomile because lavender and rosemary produce oil so people can see it and they get excited to see the distillation and see the oil separate. I like to do yarrow or chamomile because they see a blue oil for the first time and it excites them very much. So those are 3 that I like for teaching.
For teaching. Many possibilities for application of hydrosols. Maybe you could just tell some so we know what we could do with the hydrosols.
The limit, you're only limited by your imagination when you're using the hydrosols. So you can use hydrosols anywhere where you would use water. When my aged mother, was beginning to transition, I used medicinal ice cubes to help make her comfortable. So when she was hot, I froze yarrow hydrosol, and then I would put the yarrow ice cube in a cloth to put on her forehead and behind her neck, and instead of just plain water, there was not only the scent, but yarrow is good for fever.
Yes.
I've used the misting for room clearing, for energetics, more than just a topical spray, but to actually clear energy in a room when it's wonderful for therapists. So if you've had a client that maybe left something behind in your room and you want to clear it for the next client, Hydrosols are fabulous.
What kind of hydrosol do you use for this?
I would use something like Salvia apiana, white sage,
Oh, yeah.
or even something like peppermint or lime.
I see.
And then I use them in compresses, I use them in hydrotherapy, I use them with animals in agriculture for pesticide, keep pests away, more repellent than killing. It's just more keeping them away from plants. And culinary, drinking them in the summer, freezing ice cubes like peppermint or lemon verbena for your tea is nice. So lots of different ways. Yeah.
Vielen Dank. Thank you very much for this interview in the Green Garden. Und wir wünschen euch allen ganz viel Spaß beim Destillieren. Tschüss.